Hey guys, welcome back. I'm really excited about tonight's dish because I've been craving it for the longest time, and since this whole quarantine started, we don't really eat out, so I try to emulate some of my favorite dishes that I get from restaurants. And tonight's dish comes from California Pizza Kitchen, which is the chicken tequila fettuccine. We're gonna be making homemade spinach pasta and then make the chicken tequila. We got our awesome bottle of Patron. We got the gold Patron. Can't complain. And I just want to point one thing out. This is for my friend who keeps bringing up the fact that I don't use fresh garlic. So here we are using fresh garlic. Okay, let's begin. We're gonna begin marinating the chicken, and then we're gonna go straight into prepping for the spinach pasta. I want to marinate so it can just kind of do its own thing. As always, I like to start with the dry ingredients. So we're gonna put some paprika, because when people say season your chicken, I do not believe in salt and pepper being the only seasoning. So we've got cayenne. You don't have to put too much of these because it is gonna be spicy, because we're gonna put some jalapenos, minced jalapeno. Just do it according to how much you can handle. And we're adding in some chili powder. Now we're adding my favorite Lawry's garlic salt and some ground black pepper. We're gonna give this a toss. So you want this to be fully coated. And just so you know, this was boneless, skinless chicken breast that I cut into cubes, about 2.5 pounds. And then we're gonna add some soy sauce to coat it. Just a little bit more. Okay. And now I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge and let it marinate, and we're gonna go ahead and start on our fresh spinach pasta. To make the spinach fettuccine pasta, we're gonna first preheat your pot with some olive oil. Try not to make it too hot, and you're gonna only cook this for less than a minute. And we're gonna be using about half a bag of fresh spinach, and we're just gonna cook it until it is bright green. So real quick, spinach cooks fast. And then what we're also gonna do, we're gonna put it in an ice bath. So I got this done in about 40 seconds. I'm just gonna put it in an ice bath. See, my ice bath is already melted. It's gotta work a little fast. What you're doing with that is you're blanching it. So you're stopping the cooking. I'm gonna take out the spinach and just put it in a paper towel, because we're gonna squeeze out all the excess water. Do not want to have that much moisture, so try to squeeze out as much as you can. Typically you want to use a cheesecloth, but I don't have any right now, so I had to compromise. And just an FYI, I kind of wanted to put this out there, you don't have to make spinach fettuccine. You can actually just buy it at the store. I wanted to make it, so I can kind of show you how to make the pasta, but you definitely do not need to make it if you don't have the time, or if you don't really want to. You can skip that step. Okay, so we're gonna squeeze out the excess liquid from the spinach. You wanna be really thorough with this, because otherwise you're gonna have really soggy and your dough is gonna be really, really sticky. So for the pasta, we're gonna be using my KitchenAid mixer. We're gonna mix it, and then I'm also gonna be rolling it out. I have my attachment. So this is why I'm saying, if you guys don't have the necessary tools, you can most certainly go and purchase the spinach fettuccine at a grocery store. I know Sprout has it, Trader Joe's has it. We're gonna begin with using beater paddles. So I'll show you the beater paddle that we're gonna start off with. And then after, once I put in the dough, we're gonna switch off the paddle and we're gonna use the dough paddle. To begin with, we're gonna add the cooked spinach. I took out most of the liquid, so hopefully I was patient enough and I squeezed it all out. And from there, I'm gonna add 2 eggs and 1 more. I'm gonna add some salt. Brace yourself. I'm using actual regular salt, no Laurie's garlic salt. You don't want to add too much, just a little bit, about half a teaspoon, and some olive oil. And we're gonna give this a mix, and then we'll add the flour. We're gonna start at a low speed and just gradually increase it as all the flavors blend well. We don't want anything to splatter everywhere. Okay, I am going to start over with the speed, and I'm gonna gradually add 2 cups of flour that has been sifted. You wanna definitely make sure that your flour is sifted before you add it in. You wanna gradually increase the speed, otherwise you're gonna have a flour party everywhere in the kitchen. It's not fun, in my opinion. I'm gonna switch off into my dough hook so that it can mix more thoroughly since it's getting harder. Yeah, my dough pad does a way better job. Okay, my dough is almost ready. What we're gonna do now is roll it into a big ball, and we're gonna put some saran wrap on it, and we're gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, good. Now you can add more flour if you need to. I have my dough here and my saran wrap. I allowed my dough to sit for about 20 minutes. What we're gonna do next, you're gonna want to have a very clean counter. I want to put some flour. We're gonna section off our pasta dough into 4 sections, and we're just gonna roll it out and then roll it through, and I'm gonna show you how. Kind of roll it flat, just like this. You will only want to use flour as needed. So this is my pasta rollout. I've already dusted it with some flour, and we're gonna set the setting at 2, and then we're gonna gradually increase it. So don't worry about your dough breaking, because we're gonna keep folding it until we have the consistency that we want. So see how it's breaking? You're gonna fold it in half, and you're gonna roll it through with the folded side down once more, and just keep doing it until you find the consistency that you like. Fold it in half. Make sure to catch it on the bottom. So let it fold through, just like that. And we're gonna fold it in half. Then we're gonna put it right back in. And then we're gonna fold it again and put it in. Remember, fold it side down. I find it easier that way. And just keep doing it until your pasta noodle is thin enough to your liking. So we're gonna be making fettuccine. So this is the rollout attachment. And I'm gonna increase it up to 4. We are almost through with this, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the fettuccine rollout. Turn this off real quick. It's pretty thin, so don't worry about the shape. We're gonna just lay it flat for now, and I'm gonna switch out the fettuccine head. I already replaced the header, and I put in the fettuccine, and I'm gonna turn it back on to speed of 2. I'm just gonna put my rolled out pasta. Make sure you have one hand on the bottom to cap your pasta. See? There's my fettuccine. You can most certainly cut these in half if you think that they're too long. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna try one more. Make sure to grab it from the bottom, because your pasta will break and rip out. Just like that. And I'll do one more on camera, just because I'm having too much fun. have it fresh spinach fettuccine. To make the sauce, we're gonna be using a medium saucepan, and I'm melting about 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna start off with my minced garlic, my minced jalapenos, and we're gonna brown these up just a little bit. Kind of want like a nice aroma to come out, so just give it a couple minutes. If only you can smell the garlic and the butter and the jalapeno. My jalapeno and my garlic sweated out a little bit. And now I'm gonna add some fresh chopped cilantro, about half a cup. Mix it in and let it sweat for just a couple minutes, not too long. I wish you could smell this. This is literally starting to smell just like the pasta dish from CPK. So I'm going to zest 2 limes in here. You don't need to put too much, and also be careful not to go all the way through because it's gonna be really bitter if you do. And then I'm gonna put in the juice of 4 limes, just like that. I'm gonna add a cup of chicken broth, and then my favorite part, some tequila. You don't wanna put too much, but just enough. Does that seem feasible? Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. And don't worry about the alcohol. It's gonna actually cook out, so no worries on that. We're gonna put a lid on this, and we're gonna bring the sauce to a boil for about 5 to 8 minutes. Then we'll work on the chicken. Okay, it's been several minutes, and my sauce has thickened up. I had it boil for a little bit. We're gonna set this aside, and then we're gonna begin the chicken, and we're just gonna combine everything together. So let's go ahead and put the lid on this. Now it's time to make the chicken and the veggies and then combine all the sauces. So I preheated my brazier, and ooh, maybe it got a little too hot. Okay, and we're gonna add the onions. I sliced up 1 whole onion, and I also thinly sliced red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, and red bell peppers. I did 1 of each. And we're gonna saute these until they are kind of soft and a little bit wilted. And while you're in this process, you wanna separate all the red onion. My veggies are halfway cooked, so I'm gonna add a little bit of Lawry's garlic salt to season. Try not to just dump it all in one take, but go ahead and season as you go. And we're gonna give this a couple more minutes until they're fully wilted, and then we're gonna add the chicken, the marinated chicken. While my veggies are cooking, I'm gonna start boiling some water for my fresh pasta. What I'm gonna do is just season my water with some Lawry's garlic salt, heavily season it, and we're gonna bring this up to a boil. Okay, my pasta water is coming to a rapid boil, so we're gonna go ahead and drop in the fresh pasta. We're gonna cook it al dente, so about, keep an eye on about 5 to 8 minutes, not too much. Just give it a little stir and let it cook for a few minutes. And then we're gonna drain this and then combine it into the chicken mixture. My veggies are ready. And now we're gonna add the marinated chicken right in. Give this a good mix so everything is cooking evenly. We are going to add the cilantro sauce right in, the tequila cilantro sauce, as I like to proudly call it, and we're gonna mix this up real good, and then we're gonna put the lid on and let it come to a boil so the chicken can cook through. Now I'm just gonna cover it with my lid. I did allow my chicken to cook halfway through, and I'm just gonna add some heavy cream. You wanna put about 3 cups. I like to do a little bit at a time, just so I can kind of have control over how much cream I'm adding. You don't want to put too much. Just gonna let this all cook all the way through. You want this sauce to thicken up, and then we can add the pasta. Okay, my pasta is ready, and so is my sauce. I'm so excited. I'm gonna turn off the heat. Oh my gosh, this Smells so good. And I dumped my pasta right in. I'm gonna let some of the pasta water get into it. And I'm just gonna give it a good toss as I'm adding it in. Add the pasta in little by little so you can get a good mix. The last bit of the pasta. And I've just been mixing everything together as I'm adding it in. Oh my goodness. And the sauce is like thickening up with the pasta, the starch, which is exactly what you want. Got left-handers problem. We're almost ready. We just need to garnish it up and we'll be ready to serve. Pasta's all set. Everything is fully coated. So now I'm just gonna garnish it with some limes. We're gonna serve this family style because we are one big family. Add some chopped cilantro right on top. And we're ready to eat. And here we have it, our chicken tequila fettuccine. Bon appetit.